Alrighty, today we're going to be looking at angular distance. Now, angular distance is a step on the way for our journey to actually calculate distances, okay? So the goal is to be able to work out distances, but in order to do that, the first skill we need to master is the angular distance, okay? So how do we work out angular distance? Well, first we need two locations. So you can see I've got a latitude and a longitude for the first place and a latitude and a longitude for the second place. Now, some of you may notice that there's actually a match. Both of them are 140 degrees east, and that's really, really important. That's part of when we're doing this sort of stuff. We need to make sure that you have at least one match. So the angular distance is actually going to be between these two numbers here, 28 degrees north and 16 degrees south. Let me draw a picture. Now, they're both at the same longitude, which means they're on the same vertical line, but they're in different places. So we have one which is 28 degrees north and the other which is 16 degrees south. And we can look at it and we say, well, how far are they actually apart? Well, to get back to 0 degrees, well, I'd need to go 28 and then another 16. So I need to travel the whole distance, both of them, meaning I need to go for the angular distance, which we're going to shorten to AD. It's just going to be equal to 28 plus 16. Alrighty. Let's look at another one and see if we can notice some patterns. Alright, imagine in this case we had 50 degrees north, let's just do 15 degrees west, and we'll say 35 degrees north and 15 degrees west. So once again, we've got this match. But this time you'll notice that they're both north. So how does this look on one of my little diagrams? Well, one of them is 35 degrees north, and the other is even further than that. It's all the way at 50 degrees north. Alrighty, so what's the angular distance between these two? Would be 15, it's the difference. So the angular distance in this case is going to be 50 subtract 35, which is 15 degrees. I didn't actually tell you how many degrees this one was. This is going to be 44 degrees. Alrighty, so the first rule is that if they are different, as in one's north, one's south, one's east, one's west, you add, and when they are the same, both north, both south, both east, both west, then you subtract. And you always go big take small. We don't want to have negative angular distances. Okay, let's look at one more and see if we can do it. Alrighty, so let's look at this one. So we've got a match, but this time it's between, they're both 40 degrees south. So the match is there. And then we've got to have a look at, well, they're actually different units, and for different units we're going to be adding them together. So if we think of this visually, we've got one which is 120 degrees, we've got one which is 35 degrees east, and the other which is 120 degrees west. So how far apart are they? Well, add those both together, and we get 155. So the angular distance is going to be plus 35 plus 120, which is equal to 155 degrees. Alrighty. Now, for the last example, I want to do this, but I want to be doing this with minutes as well, so with degrees and minutes. Alrighty, so first of all, we can see we've got the match between these two. They're both exactly the same. And this time we've actually got the same units. They're both south, which means that we're going to be subtracting for the angular distance. Alrighty, it's going to be equal to, and we always put the big one first, so 35 degrees, 25 minutes, minus 28 degrees, 45 minutes. And you might go, I actually don't know how to do this. There's a few ways we can get around this. And the easiest way to deal with this is to actually write them differently. Write it like we used to do subtraction. 35 degrees, 25 minutes, subtract 28 degrees and 45 minutes. And let's do it this way. Now there's a problem here, and the problem is that I can't take away 45 off 25. So I need to trade one of these degrees here and convert it into minutes. But remember, each degree isn't worth 10 minutes. Each degree is worth 60 minutes. So when I convert 1 away, this becomes 34 degrees and then 25, but I've now got the 60 minutes as well. So this in total becomes 85 minutes. Subtract 28 degrees and 45 minutes. And this is going to be a lot easier to do because 45 of 85, well, that just leaves us with 40 minutes, and 28 of 34 is 6 degrees and 40 minutes. And so the angular distance would be 6 degrees and 40 minutes. If you want to do this on your calculator, you absolutely can, and I can show you how to do that in class. Alrighty, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.